should we be, well, it says financially assisting, but I'm sure it's supporting faith-based programs?
I think that with, I assume when you talk about faith-based programs, there's a lot of the different church groups that are involved in a lot of services in the community. And I think it's important for the city to, if they support them like after-school programs and some things like that, that they be partners with those groups. And I think it's appropriate. I think the nonprofits need to carry the lion's shares, but when the city's getting some benefit, I think it's appropriate to try to find the right partnership balance.
Oh my God, that was a note. All right. Sorry. We're going to give you all 1 minute to wrap up, and I think we're right on time. You're impressed with us. We'll go ahead and start from this end with Ms. Ostiander. In 1 minute, please.
There's a lot to learn about this city. I've been in government locally for almost 17 years now. It astounds me to think about that. And I'm still learning. What I've found is if you are diligent and keep at one of these particularly gargantuan problems, like Title 21, then you get to be more effective as it nears the end. I very much appreciate the chance to go for one more term. I think that we've made some real progress. There's still some changes to be made, and I've got now at least some background where I can hopefully be pretty darn effective at that. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Roberts.
I'm Josh Roberts. I don't have any political experience, and to be honest, I don't have all the answers to all these questions. I do believe I got a lot of passion, a lot of energy, and a lot of integrity, and I'm ready to serve the community and be a resource that Anchorage could use.
Thank you. Mr. Hall.
My name is Ernie Hall. I'm running for West Anchorage, and I really would appreciate if you take a look at my brochure that I've got there. I do have leadership experiences. I've led this community through a number of different issues. I've served on a number of boards and entities in this community that have always been elevated to a leadership position. But the most important thing is that I absolutely believe in listening to the people that elect you and listening to them prior to making decisions that impact their lives. So I encourage you to go out and vote, and I appreciate your vote.
Thank you. Mr. Clayman.
Thank you. I'm Matt Clayman, running for re-election to the seat from West Anchorage. I'm really committed to working together with everyone on the Assembly, and that means sometimes you've got to find compromises. And the good news is that although sometimes you watch the news and it makes you think that the Assembly does nothing but bicker, 90% of the time we vote unanimously on everything in front of us, and so we really actually do get along very well. That's how my mother always said, democracy is about people with different ideas trying to find a way to move forward with a compromise. I've been very effective with that. I want to keep serving the community. I want to thank all of you for coming to that. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Siegler.
I'd ask you to vote for Bill Sigler if you live on the west side. I announced the oatmeal candidacy earlier. I favor a hiring freeze, a bond moratorium for 3 years, and an effort to bring some transparency not only to this administration, because people are scandalized about what happened with life insurance, but also the whole business of smoke and mirrors on with union contracts prior to the change of administrations. I think that transparency is good because people are scandalized about it. I am totally overwhelmed by the number of people I heard today talk about limited government. I don't know if it's executable, but it certainly does feel good to hear it.
Thank you. Mr. Trainee.
I'm Dick Trainee, running for the Anchorage Assembly for Midtown. I served you on there before and I want to do it again. If you take a look at the sheet that I put out there, you can see the ordinances that I passed. And moreover than that, there were a lot of issues that came in front of us that I was opposed to. No matter if the group wanted to go forward with it, I didn't. I remember Janice Schamberg bought us the bicycle helmet law. And bicycle helmets are something that you decide as a parent, not the state telling you have to have one. That's entirely up to the parent. I remember one little clause on there that wanted to outlaw kids riding together tandem on a bike. Do you ever see tickets being issued for that? I don't. That's not the purpose of government. And I want to return it back to where it belongs. It's the parent's responsibility. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Claridge.
Well, thank you all for coming out. My name is Andy Clary. I'm running for the Midtown seat in the Anchorage Assembly. And I'm running because, well, I'm really running. I've done a lot of door knocking this campaign already, and the voters in Midtown continue to tell me that they're tired of career politicians. They're tired of the status quo, and they're looking for somebody new, somebody with a fresh perspective who can bring new leadership to the Assembly. And that's exactly what I'm going to do. I'm a private sector individual, have business experience. I'm looking to leverage technology and free market principles in the Assembly. Thank you. Appreciate your vote on April 6th.
Thank you. Ms. Brewer?
My name is Kelly Brewer, and I'm running for election to the Assembly in South Anchorage. And like I said before, the reason that I was moved to run for this seat is because I feel like it's time in South Anchorage that we had an advocate for us. That we had someone who was standing there right next to us when we were trying to fight those roundabouts in Huffman, or whether we were trying to get rid of the IM program. I think it's time that we had someone who was reliable, someone who knew you had a problem, you knew you could go to them. And I'd love to talk to you afterwards, and I hope that I can get your support on the 6th, and thank you for coming.
Thank you. Ms. Johnson?
I'm Jennifer Johnston, and I don't think you should vote for me just because I play the bagpipes. I had one of the news people say to me, you know, you do the budget in Title 21, those aren't very sexy. And I said, you're right. But they are the fabric of this community, and it's what our community will look like in 20 years. I really do feel it's very important to have a sustainable budget. I think we need to have the discipline to look 6 years and 10 years out. And that's my purpose in life, and that's how I'm going to continue to do.
Thank you. Mr. Hogan?
I'm Paul Holman. In 1961, the taxpayers helped subsidize my birth in the military hospital in Florida. And ever since then, I've been working as an adult to pay them back. So I think they made a great investment for the dollars. I've served in public safety. I've served in the private sector. I've worked for government in this city for 23 years. And I think that a lot of my good years are behind me, but I think there's even better years ahead, just like this city. So I'd like to continue serving you on the Anchorage Assembly. I believe it's time that we look for alternative revenue sources so that the property tax owners are not the only ones carrying the burden. We've got a lot of other things we could do. And I am in favor of a seasonal sales tax that's one option, and that is strictly related to the tax cap. So I'd appreciate your vote starting actually yesterday, yesterday you could vote City Hall, Lewisburg Library, or up until April 6th.
Thank you. Mr. Calwood?
As a third-generation Alaskan, I came back here after college because I love this city. It's a beautiful city. We have great services. We have great amenities. And I want to maintain that service. So what I bring to the Assembly are private sector solutions to an exploding budget, to cuts. That's what I bring. I bring a passion. I bring solutions. I bring answers. I appreciate your vote on April 6th.
Thank you. And a real quick announcement. What else? We can do that too now. I was going to say a real quick announcement, candidates. We do invite you to eat. We're going to do a shift change. We have school board candidates that aren't here that we're going to hear from. If you would like to eat, we very much appreciate your time. Thank you.